Hello guys, this is Black Rose and welcome to another live stream. So guys, today we're going to stream gold. If you've been trading for the last couple of weeks, even from last week, yeah, for the last couple of weeks, then you've noticed that gold has been dropping for quite some time now, and different people had different predictions as to where gold was going to get to, how it was going to bounce back to 1860s and everything, but mostly we were proven wrong. And okay, so today what we're gonna do is to see and try and analyze what is happening to gold basically. So as you can see right now, this is I'm trying to analyze on a day's time frame because we need to know what's really happening to gold on a long term and everything. So that's why I'm going to try and analyze with this, because this is going to give us a clear view of what's happening to gold, and we'll be able to know what to do, how to trade and everything. So if you're new, we're using TradingView as usual to analyze our charts. And yeah, so guys, this is just an overview of what gold looks like when I zoom in, when I zoom out. Let me just show you where we are at. So we are here, and this is a day time frame, guys. You can see these candlesticks, like they're really strong. These, if you look at these candlesticks over here, the length, the size and everything, this shows how strong sellers are in the market. Literally, this like one candlestick represents a day, because you're using 1 day time frame. That is if you're new, but if you're not new, then you know what's happening in the charts. So guys, that aside, let's just see, let's try and analyze and see what's really going to happen. How far is gold going to drop, and yeah, stuff like that. So here I'm not going to use these candlesticks for now, but not candlesticks but indicators for now, but then I've just hidden them. I'll be able to release them once I'm done analyzing the charts. I didn't want to have like a lot of things, a lot of drawings on the charts as you're doing this. So let's just have an overview. Clearly I've already given you a sign over here that there is still, like, for me basically gold is still going to drop. We have like different zones where we have like weak resistance and strong resistance over, like, and you can check that like over time. And yeah, so right now I feel that if you've been trading gold, and yeah, if you've been trading gold, then you know that what's happening to gold might be probably happening to BTCUSDT, but right now we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on gold majorly because I always love trading gold. And yeah, so when I zoom in, this is what gold looks like from as of May 2020. Overall, when you look at gold overall, like, we're still on an upward trend overall. Like, if you look at it like in 5 years time frame, if you look at it in a range time frame, like, you'll be able to see that gold is on an upward trend. But then that aside, what's happening here is something that happened, if I'm not wrong, like in 2019, guys. You see, like in 2019, around not actually 2019 but around 2020, 2011 to around 2014 going forward, what happened was in 2011 August, you can see like gold was at 1920, but then this happened. You can see like this happened, and gold started just dropping, and yeah, it dropped for quite some time up until 10:53. So the question that we have right now, like, we have different people hoping that what happened during this period over here is what is going to happen during this period. Guys, remember, we are trading gold USD, and basically gold and USD, like, as you can see right now, like, US dollar is really strong, and as long as the US dollar keeps on, like, remains stronger, then we're going to see some strong sales, or a strong sell for quite some time. Gold would remain bearish for as long as the US dollar is strong, like the US dollar index, that is. So as of now, this is what we have, and what we noticed at the end of the week, as Friday, is that we had a double top. Guys, this is it. Let me just draw this, just a second, sorry. This one, you can see we have this one over here. Okay, we have, that was one of our zones, and then there was this zone. This was something that most people were looking forward to in order to come up with a clear idea of what's gonna happen in the market. So I'm not going to analyze this chart like for a very long period, like from like 2012 or anything. We just used 2011, 2014, what happened there, just to see what might happen in the market at the moment. So right now we have different zones where people have different anticipation of what's going to happen in the market. And so far so good. This one was like a strong, gave us like a basic idea of what's going to happen, and this happened. Most people thought that when this happened, we're going to have a buying market going upward, but then that never really happened. It started dropping. So clearly at the moment we have different zones of interest. Guys, remember, as we're trading gold, we have to check out some of the liquidity zones where like there were some liquidity left. And so far so good. We have different people, like if you were trading like of last week, then probably you saw most of the traders talking about gold dropping to 1575, around those areas. And but for me, there are chances that it might drop below that. 1575 is around this zone over here. It's around the zone over here. You can see this, what's happening in the market. Yeah, so I don't want to put these lines thicker. I'm just gonna, yeah, this one is better. So okay, I'm doing this because when I turn this into a 5 minutes time frame, these lines will be a little bit thicker. So that's why I'm trying to put it like, yeah, so just a little bit thinner so that they don't look fat or even fatter like in a 5 minutes time frame. Okay, so this was one of our zones where there was like a double top. We could see that, and yeah, this was like one of the most beautiful structures that was created if you like to analyze the charts like for a longer period. And yeah, so one of the zones that we're watching over, like we're waiting for, is around this zone over here. It might be up until this zone, which is 1600s, and I just don't, let me just thicken this because I don't want to draw these multiple times. So this zone over here, this is one of our targets that we are looking for at the moment. If gold keeps on selling, if at all the US dollar will keep on being stronger and stronger, or maybe getting stronger and stronger, then probably we'll be looking forward for a further drop to this zone over here. So you can always just draw these lines. I always tell most of my viewers before just viewing my channel that these are some of the crucial zones that like you can actually pay attention to and just have an overview of what's going on. Just a second, guys. What's going on? So just 1 second. Okay, sorry guys about that. We had to do that. And guys, I decided to start trading on I decided to to change the background of my trading view to black. I hope it is convenient to most people. If at all you're not convenient with that, you can always text me and I'll be able to just chat on your chats, and I'll be able to see that, and we'll be able to change that. So as we're saying, this was one of the zones where we could see like some great movements in the market, and these don't just apply to this level. Like even when you go back, you can see like there was like some great movement over here going upward, and then this liquidity was tested and again it went up. So liquidity in the market cannot only be tested like once or maybe twice. It can be tested several times because when these big financial institutions decide to make a move, they don't always like dip all their money or maybe buy with all their money. They have to leave some at their zone so that they'll be able to come back and get it. And that's just a basic language or basic knowledge of what's happening in the market when I talk about liquidity and everything. I don't want to explain further. You can always Google that and just try and learn when you're free, and yeah, see what's going to happen. So guys, these are some of the zones that we marked. That is if the market keeps on dropping. So guys, remember that right now we are like this is just like a prediction of what may happen in the market. It's not really a guarantee that it's going to happen. Like for me right now, this is what we expect. Okay, just did put this is what we expect. At first it's going to come to this zone, there will be a bounce back, something of the sort, and then from there, let me just first I feel like today, if you are trading today, like you could see like some bounce back and everything. Yeah, might move up to around this zone before actually dropping. Or guys, remember today, like this is like our last week of the, is it the last week of the month? Yeah, this is the last week of the month. Most probably today is on 26th, by Thursday. Yeah, so next week will be our first week of the month. So there will be NFP. So anything can happen with NFP. If the US dollar will be stronger by then most probably we might see like a very huge drop, because like most people are anticipating that this might take quite some time before it drops to this level, but chances are maybe with NFP coming pro like in the next week, like anything can happen in between. And not just NFP, even this week I know that we have some crucial news, but with good analysis in the market, there is nothing that can like with good analysis in the market, you can always play along and just get yourself in the safer side of the market, whether NFP is coming through or something of the sort. So yeah, so right now this is what we have, and most probably, yeah, this is actually what might happen in the market. There is a high chance of it coming back to like this zone over here, or it might go back to like 1700 over here. But if it doesn't come back, like it might just play around this zone 1698 or something of the sort before actually dropping even further. So if it decides, if this market plays out so perfectly and decides to break out of this zone, remember there is a certain zone over here. So if the market decides to come down to this place over here, which is around 1575 as most people are anticipating, and we get some sort of resistance over there and the market decides to bounce back, then we'll be looking at a higher risk. But then if that doesn't really happen, then we'll be looking for some risk going downwards. That also depends on the strength of the dollar index. As you know, right now, like the dollar is really strong, so that's why we can see like a drastic sell or maybe a strong sell in the market. And if you look at this like in a 5-minute candlestick, if you look at it in 1 hour time frame, in 30 minutes time frame, like you can actually, in 5 minutes you can't actually tell if it's selling, because there are some instances where there is a pullback, something of the sort in the market. So at the moment what we can see is like some sort of resistance. I can say resistance. No, like if you look at it in 1 day time frame, you can see like there is a strong sell over like a long period, not just once but for quite some time now, and which is pretty nice. So if you got into this market at that moment, like when it started selling at around 2000 something, or was it 2019, if you entered the market right then, and maybe you are that trader who like holds for so long, then right now like you are in a lot of profits, that is. But if you are that trader who always take the profits and leave, then most probably you are still in profits, if you know how to analyze the charts, that is. So yeah, so we're still here trying to analyze and see what might happen to gold. So this was one of the zones that we are looking forward to. Like if the market plays out right, then we might be targeting this zone over here, which is around 1440, 1425 as most people say. But then if that doesn't really happen, the reason why, guys, I was saying that if the market comes to this zone over here, if you look at this like in a longer time frame, which is like a day or something, you can see, let me just have a trending line over here. Like you can see, just have to drop that over here. Like we can play along, but you can see like it already broke out of this trending line. Even if you want to make it so perfect, it broke out at that level, it's still here, it's still breaking out, something of the sort. See? So there are chances that if it doesn't play along like with this zone over here, we may see a further drop to either this zone over here. I'll have to draw like thinner lines for these ones, because we must have some of the crucial zones that we'll be watching over. It's not always okay to have like a lot of drawings in your charts. It might confuse you, something of the sort, but if you know what you're doing, then it doesn't really have to be a big overdeal or big deal, something of the sort. Yeah, so right now this one over here, yeah, so we also have this, and yeah, guys, you can see. So these are some of the zones that we might be headed to. That is if we don't see some resistance at around 1575, like a strong resistance, and maybe a pullback going upward. And yeah, so far so good. These are some of the things that, these are some of the lines that I'm just gonna draw, gonna have them here. They will be of help, if not now, maybe in the near future. I'll always like putting my lines. So this was just a plain drawing. I have a different one where I have drawings that I've always done like for quite some time now. I don't always delete them because they help me when I'm too lazy to analyze the charts. I can always just go back and see what might happen, like the support, resistance, blah blah blah, all those kind of things. Yeah. And yeah, so these ones over here. So right now we want to see how gold is going to play out. So this is like this is a day's time frame. This is what we think might happen in the market. You can see this line over already broke out, so I'm just gonna delete this trend line. Trend line, delete. Okay, so yeah, so guys, today when we were trading, like you could see that gold dropped massively, and then there was a pullback to around 1640 something. We've seen like for the past 1 week we've seen some resistance around that zone. First it was around like 1654. There was some sort of resistance at that zone, and then there was like, yeah, there was some sort of demand on that zone, and then it dropped. There were more sellers coming into the market, so gold kept on dropping for quite some time. And yeah, it has been dropping now. It has been dropping. I think the lowest, like it dropped to like 1627. So guys, these are just some of our predictions that we have of the sell. That is, if the market will keep on dropping. That is, just have these. It's not like always or something I like doing, but just play around with all these things. Just try and have fun with your charts. It's your charts after all. Like we have been having like a downward trend. You can see the game, this is on a 1 day time frame. It's always advisable for you guys like to analyze your charts in 1 day time frame, because there is like less noise on 1 day time frame as compared to like 5 minutes, something of this sort. So but 5 minutes is always one of the best. Like you can see if the market is ranging in 5 minutes, and that can actually help you know what to do when you're trading. So basically I have decided to draw this just to give you an overview of what might happen in the market. You can see for quite some time now, like this is a trend line that I'm drawing. Trend line basically helps you know how the trend of the market, that is if it's on a downward trend or if it is on an upward trend. And other than that, like it kind of helps you know when to buy somehow and when to sell, because clearly these trend lines, they kind of act like our support and resistance, but not on a straight line, but instead they are like inverse. So inverse, yeah, I think that's the word, inverse or diagonal, I'm not really sure, but you get what I'm trying to say. So with this one you can always play along and see what might happen in the market. So if this drops to this level over here, we'll see some pullback, where what I was saying, to around this zone, which is around like 1680, 1676. Once that is done, we'll also be able to see like some movement downward. Let me just have this. Yeah, so it might come to this level over here, which is, yeah, it might even come back to 1663. So if you still have some of your buys or something that you are holding on to, like 1675, 4 or 75, then the market might come to that level, or it might keep on dropping. So if this plays along perfectly, guys, we'll be able to see like some candlestick coming down to this level. Let me see if I can, sorry, if I can, what should I use now? If I use a brush, let's see. I don't know if it can, no, the color is a little bit darker, and I know they're gonna make it this way. So we'll be able to see like some drop to this level over here. Once that happens, we might see like some resistance, like some pullback to this level over here. If it doesn't really break out going upwards, then we'll be looking for like some further down movement, but it can't go up to this level, I don't think so at the moment, unless there is like a lot of, unless there is like a lot of buyers coming in, and not just buyers basically, but a lot of not just retail buyers, but big financial or big institution buyers coming in to buy the market. But you know, guys, this is just a prediction of what may happen in the market. It's not like clearly a guarantee that it's always going to be like that, but then this is just what we anticipate that might happen in the market. And yeah, so if this happens, basically, yeah, we were still drawing, it might come back to this zone over here, see some resistance. You know, the market is not always perfect. We'll be able to see the market play, and then goes down. But guys, when it gets to this point over here, then we start seeing it play. We might also have like a ranging market. You have to have like a prediction of what might happen in the market, because gold might drop to this level over here, and then we'll be able to see some resistance, some ranging markets playing along these zones over here. So until we get like another breakout, maybe going downwards or maybe going up. Remember, 1600 has been this zone around 1600, 1575. Those has been some strong some sort of strong demand zones. So we can see the market play along, or maybe range for quite some time over there, or maybe it might just keep on dropping and dropping and dropping, just in case if this was going to be our first week of the month, we could see the market move in any of this direction, depending on the strength of the US dollar. If the US dollar by like after the release of NFP, the US dollar remains stronger, or even becomes stronger than ever, then we'll be able to see some drastic drop on gold for quite some time. So the sellers in the market, those who took the sell positions, will be able to benefit for quite some time before actually the market buying. So for me, every drop of currency, or maybe a buy in a currency, is always something, it's like an opportunity to look forward for. When gold was going up, most sellers were waiting. You know, there are those people just love taking sell positions in the market. There are those people love taking buy positions in the market, and there are those traders who are just perfect in taking either buys or either sells in the market, and that's just what makes them so beautiful, or maybe so good in their trades. So right now, as when gold was buying, we could see like a lot of people, most of the sellers were hoping for the time when it will start selling, so that they could take like their strong sell positions and wait like for quite some time. And right now, as gold is selling, most buyers are just waiting for some of the best zones so that they can chip in and just take some of the best positions and just wait for the market to go up. And yeah, so this is what might play along for quite some time. Let's see. Yeah, it will keep on maybe dropping to this zone. If it doesn't range, that is, there are chances that the market might start ranging around these zones over here. Or yeah, so we'll be able to see what will happen. We can see like for quite some time we had this beautiful pattern over here, the rising flag followed by a major drop, rising flag followed by a major drop. Let me just draw that so that people don't ask where is it. I don't know how people call it. This funny thing about indicators is that these technical indicators, people always have different names for them, so it's not like a guarantee that the way I call it is how everyone is going to be calling it. So we have these zones over here, and you can see like the market this was happening, and then we could see like a drastic drop, and then there was this part over here where there was like some sort of resistance, no, ranging market over here. It wasn't really like rising, but it did rise after quite some time before this major drop. And if you know more about like the candlestick patterns, then you'll always find it so easy to trade. So yeah, so this is what I actually had in mind. Yeah, this one was a weird drawing, but it did happen. And this point over here, you know, somebody's like, oh, Black Cross, we saw like a falling flag, but then the market kept on selling. It does happen. You can see this one. So it's not always a guarantee that with everything will just be perfect or something of the sort, but you can always look at some of the patterns, indicators, and just know when to take your sell positions in the market. So if you're still selling, I will advise you to keep on holding on your sells, because we have a prediction that gold might be dropping for quite some time. But after NFP, we'll be able to know if it's going to drop further, or maybe we'll be taking buy positions in the market. But remember, NFP will just give us the strength of we'll be able to know how strong the dollar is. And it's not just NFP, there are like a lot of news that always comes out that determine the strength of a dollar. So we'll be able to know if it is something that you can look forward to, and we'll know when to take like positions or good positions in the market. So yeah, so we keep on trading, and hopefully the market plays along for quite some time, so that we'll be able to maximize our profits, not just once but multiple times. So this is one of the zones over here, so you can always mark these. I'll have to delete these drawings. Let me just delete these drawings so nobody gets confused. Delete it. So okay, yeah, so this is what we anticipate might happen in the market at the moment, and this might happen in the market. And yeah, so we're waiting for this to drop maybe to this zone over here, and then we'll be able to see some play, maybe if it's going to be trending, or we'll be able to see a ranging market before another breakout, either going up or down. but as long as the dollar keeps on being stronger and stronger, we'll keep on seeing some drop on gold, that is. So gold, the dollar index is one of the things that always help us know when the market is dropping, or when to sell or when to buy in some of the currencies. So you know what's happening to gold is what's happening to silver, basically. Like, it's a metal just like gold. So what's happening to gold is what actually is happening to silver. So if you took like a sell position on gold and you also took a sell position on silver, then clearly I guess that you are on a profit, like a huge profit. So yeah, let's hope that this will play along perfectly. If it comes to this place over here, we might see some resistance going up, or it will just keep on dropping and dropping to around these zones over here. I'll just have to draw this better to maybe this zone. Yeah, these levels over here. If we sense some strong resistance around this zone, then we'll be able to keep on dropping to this level over here. But this will be a huge drop on gold. But when this happens, basically we'll be able to see some strong buy. Once it gets to these zones over here, we'll be able to see a strong pullback, a strong rise going upward. But as of now, gold is still, I'm still strong on sells. When it comes to gold, I'm still strong in bearish mode. I'm in bearish mode when it comes to gold up until like but there are chances of it like pulling back anytime soon. It might pull back anytime soon. This is a market, anything can happen. Tomorrow we might wake up and we realize that gold is not gold, but the US index is no longer like stronger as it is today. So anything can happen in this market, and whatever happens, we have to keep on playing along and play with the market just the same way it's taking ours. We don't trade against the market, we trade with the market. So let's see how this is going to play out. We've seen this huge breakout from this zone after the double top, and now we are waiting to see for if we're going to have like a major drastic sell. And let me just see if I can have like BTC and see what's really happening to that. I haven't really been trading BTC for quite some time. Yeah, so guys, you can see this is what happened to BTC. If you look at this perfectly, this is also like a day's time frame, but here I have these indicators. I'm not going to delete them, I'm not going to hide them at the moment, but let me just show you what's happening to gold, what's happening to gold and BTC. So you can see like for quite some time like this happened and BTC kept on dropping. So this is what might happen to like gold. This one, let me look. So this is BTC, this is gold. So I'm expecting like the chances are like it might drop to this zone over here, which is 1575, and we'll be able to see some movement, like some pullback, and maybe the market might range for quite some time before actually dropping or maybe going up. Remember that when it came, like when it comes to BTC USDT, we had people talking about BTC USDT dropping to around 14, zone 14 or zone 14, zone 10, or yeah, around up to this point over here. Let me just draw. What is happening? Oh, I know what's happening. Just using the wrong side. So actually this So this is what one of the zones where people had like some strong moves, and this zone over here. And you can see like when BTCUSDT got to this level, we could see like it did not break out going downwards. We could see like some sort of a pull to this level, and then there was also another major drop, some pull. So there is a chance that it might keep on dropping to this level, or it will range for quite some time before actually dropping. So we have like two options. It's either it's going to drop further, or it might go up. So one thing that I love about BTC that can give you like a prediction of what might happen like in the market when it comes to gold is that with BTC trades during the weekends, so you can always look at the market and see how BTC is playing out. And trust me, when gold on Sunday, not a Sunday but on a Monday morning, like as of 1 a.m., you'll see like gold playing along just the same way BTC was playing along during the weekends mostly. So it will try to catch up with the movement of BTC. That is one thing that I've come to notice. So yeah, so for me, this is something that you can always look forward to. You can always try to analyze. So guys, what I'm using here is trending lines with breaks. So this kind of helps you know when to buy, when to sell. I made a video about that. You can always check out my videos just to know how you can use this. This is one of the best indicators that you can always have. So that is what we have. I'm going to delete these arrows because we have the video. So whenever you want to see what might happen, remember these might drop to 1280, 1225, 12 whatever. So I'm not going to keep these because we have the video. We can always come back and watch the video in my YouTube channel and see what may happen. So guys, I will be removing these because now I need to unhide, remove drawings. Not really, I don't want to remove all the drawings. I want to leave the lines. Let's say remove that one, but this one I'll leave it, and then I'll show this and show that. So once that is done, we have the G trend. We have, I'm just going to zoom out further. So this is 1 day's time frame. Oh shoot, shooting, shoot. Shouldn't be saying that. So this is, so guys, with this candlestick over here, you can see we got this signal around, yeah, pretty much early at around 2030. When it was it? Yeah, this one over here, 1888, and we had like a strong sell. It's still strong on sale until you get a confirmation. Then okay, so what's happening with these lines is that when this market decides to go and breaks out of these dotted lines over here, which is the green lines, then we'll be able to see some buys going upward. So basically, unless gold like moves up to this zone over here, which is 1754, then we're still on a strong sell. So this, as of this drawing, as of now, that is one of the zones that we're looking forward for. Not forward for, but forward to, sorry, point English. Okay, so this is what's happening in the market. You know, if we go to like 5, not 5 but like 4 hours, the candlesticks will be a little bit smaller. So I'm just gonna, I'll be saving this one. Oh, I've saved multiple times, so it's not going to happen. Okay, so this is like in 4 hours. So basically so this is what's happening in the market. The 5 minutes time frame will be a little bit smaller, so it won't really see. So I'll have to change, let me just duplicate this one. What now? I'm still logged in. Sorry about that. Need to work harder. Let me go with Pepperstone. See, like in 5 minutes. Still smaller. It's still small. Can always play long IDC. Perfect. So this is in 5 minutes, and you can see like even in 5 minutes time frame we are still dropping. So it's not like even in a ranging market anymore, we are just still dropping. Yeah, so you can see this is a G trend. You can see still strong on sell. So if you are that trader who always trade like in 5 minutes time frame, this will help you know when to buy, when to sell, and blah blah blah. So the list keeps on going and going. So I'll just let this play as you guys see how the market is going to play along. So guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, leave a notification, turn the notifications on, leave a chat, ask anything. If you have a best indicator that you can always use, make sure you comment and let me know what you think about our live stream. So invite your friends, share the live stream so that we can grow as a channel. Till next time, guys. for a lot of money in this market. You tell me.
which bridges? Hapo imeharibika.
No.
Niko hapa next. Namba hili.
iPhone.
Hapo.
Namba.
Nyingine ya hapo.
Sasa sijui sana. Acha nani account Sabina. Ndio hapa hivi ni iPhone ndio.
Kuna nyingine.
Sikutembea na yangu. Acha kikaa mtanini ama nikisimamisha hapo.
Niko tu hapa.
Acha niangalie nikipata kako nyingine. Hapo.
Please.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Unakula nini? Fish kwa nini? Fish na nini? Nionyeshe hao watoto. Unasikia tu dad? Aww. Dad. Acha wamalize kwanza. Alafu nikoli, umesikia? Sawa. Sasa nitani itaja hapo. Hi. Maybe lock the other door. Then like come and zero. Let's just I need to lock this door. Yeah, so Okay guys, so I think we've been live streaming for the past 2 hours, but now I need to end the stream, and I hope to see you next in our next live stream. Yeah, so this was a 5 minutes time frame. We are having an overview of what was happening, just a recap. And in 1 hour, no, 1 day, 1 day time frame. Okay, these are different. This is just what's happening in 1 day. Okay, those candlesticks are pretty long. Let me just go back to 5 minutes, and so this is what we have in 5 minutes time frame. So guys, this was just an overview of what was happening in the market at the moment. And yeah, so guys, we have come to an end of our live stream. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, share with your friends. Make sure you don't miss out in our next live stream. Up until next time guys, goodbye.